Mahuhu ki te rangi, te waka tupuna, Atuanui te maunga, hoti o te awa, Kaipara te moana, moturimu te motu, Puatahi Marae, Ngati rongo, Ngati hine te hapu, Ngati Whatua te iwi, Hemi Taparau ahau. I'm a father of 7 children. My eldest being Ebony, 29. She lives on the Barrier to my first partner, and I have Tia Titi, my daughter, she's 22. Josiah, he's 19. Madison, she's 16. We whangaid her out, she lives in Australia. And Te Ao Manua, she's 6. We whangaid her out as well. And my baby, Hutio, he's 10 months old. And 2 of my kids, they work with me in the bush. Josiah is lucky enough to be working with Forest Bridge, following in not my footsteps, in his own footsteps. And Tia has had the opportunity to work with the Department of Conservation, and she also follows me around the bush. I started my journey, I suppose it was about 20 years ago. I was on Papakanui, which is South Head Spits, and I ran into a guy, Stu Bennett, who was it was the first hatching off the ferry turn, and first time in 5 years they had a successful hatching, and he was out there with TV1, and he asked if we could wanted to be on TV. I didn't think about it because I'd worked that day. I didn't know that I was going to be on TV, but I did, and he started saying to me that he loves working on our whenua, and he doesn't see any people off the land working on the land, and it's a shame. And it's when he planted the seed. And then we moved back to Puatahi, and he was doing a project up on Atuanui, doing all the pest control and that around the area, and he sowed that seed again, and he pushed us and said, why aren't you working on your whenua? Background to me, I've been in construction all my life, and I took up the opportunity to start looking after our whenua. And I said to my wife, it's going to be a bit hard. It's not about the money. It's about our land and restoring what belongs to us. And yeah, and it's been a great journey. I got the opportunity to work with Kevin and Gill and Kevin Adshead, who gave me the opportunity to start doing my traps up on Atuanui. I took over there, and I was just running around like a blue ass fly, checking traps. I was a trap checker. Then after a while, I realised that it's not about checking the traps. There's a bit more to it than checking the traps. I thought I was up there to kill rats and possums, and then I realised that it was the house of our bush, because I had the opportunity to go to tamahangas, and I saw what our bush can look like, and I got back into Atuanui and my heart sunk. I realised how much work was ahead of me. And it's been a hard journey, because it's been me running around the hills for the last 8 years, I suppose. I was grateful to have 2 more kaitiaki come onto board with me, but it has still been a big journey, because we also look after all the lands that came back to us for Ngati Whatua, which is South Head and Atuanui. Atuanui is my main concern, because it's the biggest block of natives left on the Kaipara Harbour in between northern Wairoa and Waitakere. 632 hectares. It's not that big, but it is great. And also the other thing about the tamahangas, I got taken up there and saw where our river, the Hotu, came out of the maunga. Saw the hearse frog. Got the whole one in my hand, and it was absolutely amazing. You know, and to see the pari tanafa up to your chest, and what our bush can look like. So that started my journey of trapping up on Atuanui. Being kaitiaki, it's not about the trapping. We're involved with the council on our healthy waters. We do a lot of projects around here with our the Kota Whero, restoring and planting our waterways, and I see the importance of even just fencing waterways. The bird seed will restock and seeds will grow, and it's all about the filtration of our water. 700,000 tonnes of sediment goes into our harbour a year, and they say it's from our rivers, but when you walk the land, you see it is a lot of wash off. There's no filtration, so it's a big importance. As trees in the ground, 1 tree would do. and even the importance of trapping, and like Forest Bridge Trust being able to connect all the farmers, and because united we stand, divided we fall, and together we can make this work. It's not about me, it's not about Forest Bridge Trust, it's about all of us, and it's a great sense of accomplishment being able to go and check a trap, and there's something in there. Like even when I was doing my possum control, and it was like, who got the most possums? And it would be a big challenge, and then our possum numbers would drop down, and it's kind of, oh, we're only getting so many, but it should be celebrating because, yay, we're getting rid of our possums. But the infiltration, it's shocking. They do come back. This is my trap line on Atuanui. I have 4 circuits that we do up there. We consist of Dock 200s, 250s. I have Sentinels, which are possum kill traps up there. And thanks to council, I also have A2220s auto traps, which I have along my river. The pigs have found that now, and they go along and they clean up the possums afterwards. So now I know where the pigs are, so I can concentrate on getting them as well. They are a big damage because around all my kauri trees, they tear it up in winter, eating all the bugs and stuff. And the kauri tree is a special thing to us. There's 11 species that depend on the kauri tree, so if they go, those species will go. And what depends on those species, I don't know, but it's a ripple effect. To be able to hold plants that are the last plants left in the world sort of sinks in, and it hits home when you realise we have over 2,000 species on the edge of extinction. And you don't see it when you don't see it, but when you're out in the field, you see the devastation and what's going on. Our pig problem up there is I have one of my local residents. He likes to release pigs up onto the property, which is a bit of a hard call because it makes it harder. I've already got enough on my plate because, like I say, we work with council, we work with Department of Conservation. I was lucky to have my head ranger over here. I worked with the Department of Conservation for a year, and then committed myself entirely to Atuanui and looking after our whenua. I wish I wrote something down. But you know, I have tohus, which are like signs that I know if I'm getting anywhere. Because at the moment, I look at my bush, I have all my elders standing up, and I have no youth coming up underneath, which is a big problem and a big issue to me at the moment. And a lot of that is through the grazing of the pigs and the deer, which I have a big problem with at the moment. I don't mind those. I can eat those. The rats and the possums, I can't. But thanks to Forest Bridge, they've come up onto Atuanui and have been helping me out, restoring traps, coming up twice a week and helping out, which is a great help to us and to me personally. I have, like I say, I have my children coming in and working in the bush, and I wish I was their age when I started this mahi, rather than when I come back home, because I come back home and thought I'm going to bring the kids back home onto their marae, and they're going to learn their tikanga and pakapapa, so if they spread their wings and fly, at least they know where they're from. But I come home because the land was calling me. And I've got a full-time job at the moment and a lot on my plate, but it is who I am and what I do. I didn't realise until I got home. I've been blessed to be around a lot of like-minded people who have been there for me. Like I said, the Adsheads have been 100% back me up in anything I needed, and given me a lot of direction and focus. And I've had my hand out to them a couple of times just to borrow traps and that, just to do other projects like up at South Head, which is we have our taraiti up there, which is there's under 30 bird left in the world, and it's a big bit of bush to look after. And like I say, we only have three ranges, so it's a lot of work for us, but it's not work. It's something we have to do to restore balance back into our whenua. And to me, it's all about balance. Everything you can take, but you have to give back. And there's a lot of taking and not giving back. And if we can restore that balance, then things will, our whenua will appreciate it, and we will benefit from it. Because without the land, we are nothing. I don't really. This is my other kaitiaki, Tumanako. He's works on the land with us. He likes it out in South Head because it's a lot flatter. Atuanui, he says to me, man, these hills don't get any better. They're always steeper. This is Atuanui. We've put we had, when the Waitakere shut down from the Kauri dieback, we had busloads of people coming up to Atuanui, and I love that. I want to share our taonga. But because we had no Kauri dieback, I decided we need to put a rahui on our forest until we are 100% sure that we're not going to get any Kauri dieback in there. So we put a rahui on our maunga. It is still open to the whānau and people who want to go up, but it has to be guided, and we just need to keep that whaitawhara out of there. And also with the pigs and the animal spreading, that we need to get rid of those animals. These are some rangatahi we took up to our maunga. They went out to Tāpora and saw our waka come in, mahu ki te rangi, and we took them up to Atuanui, just showed them their maunga. And we went back to our marae, and I said, is there any questions? And they say, what are you doing about the dump? I didn't see that coming. And I said, well, it all comes back to us. I am a problem. I throw rubbish bags out, so it's down to us. So thankfully I live off the land. I catch a lot of my own food. We have our own garden, so we try and restrict our rubbish intake, because it's a problem that's not going to go away. So it's up to each individual to do their best. But back in the day, it was glass bottles and meat was wrapped in paper and things came in cans. Now everything's just made to throw away. And to me, that's quite hard when you use our resources from our earth to just throw it in the rubbish. It just doesn't make sense. This is a group on our Kauri dieback when we were up in Whangarei. Shona up there, and Shona's always been a pillar and support for me as well, Shona Oliver. So I just threw these photos together. This next one here is Muturimu, our island. We have been out there. We were lucky enough to have James Russell come out. He's a professor in our birds and all that, and we do 4 trips out there monitoring our oi, which is our grey-faced petrel, and that is just to see the numbers, the hatching rates, and what fledges sort of thing. And the other thing was, I'd like to put oi on the table for my elders, food they used to eat, and with them, that way we can see what's a sustainable stock we can take without doing damage to our bird stock. This is my daughter. She follows me around in the bush a lot, and she's always there. She doesn't get paid, and I love you for that, my darling. You know, but it's called job experience. This next beetle here, this was found up on Atuanui. Sorry, I don't know the name of it, but it's the only place it's been found is up on Atuanui. So it's quite special. We were supposed to have the professor come back and take us back up there, see if we could find it again, but because of COVID happened 2 years ago, we've been unable to do that. And things like this I want to pursue, because that's the importance. We have taonga up on our bush that are just endemic to Atuanui so far, and that is like sort of like, feels like I get a bit of weight on my shoulders from things like this. This is damage from the pigs. As you see, there's a kauri tree. It should be lush with vegetation underneath and kauri grass, etc. But from the grazing of the pigs, it's barren. And I presume the bush used to look like that all the time, because I used to go in the bush and it was barren underneath. And like I say, I went to Tamahanga and saw that's not what the bush should be looking like. So when I can see the bush looking like Tamahanga, I'll be very happy. This is my boy Josiah doing his tracks. He's with Forest Bridge now, so Forest Bridge for taking him on, and I hope he does his good. Just tell me if he doesn't. But he's loving it. He's been following me around since he was a young lad in the bush, you know, and he never complained. And I try and leave him down the bottom of the hill, but he'll be on my heels, and I think good on you. I'll be going, I'm not going to do that again. Yeah. This is a bit of banding when we were on Motiremu off our birds. We actually had a couple of flight paths. I don't have a picture of that. They were flying to sub-Antarctica, like do 14-day trips, going down to eat and krill, and then they'll come back and feed their partner, sort of thing. So it was good to see. We actually do have some really healthy stocks of great-faced petrel out on Motiremu, and it was just to stay out there and hear the different bird call. It was amazing. It was amazing. The island used to have rats. The rats have been eradicated. We have mice on there. We used to have tuatara on there. They got relocated out to Little Barrier Island. A vision of mine would be to grab that tuatara and take them back onto the island and put them back there once I know it's safe. But it's all about genetics, because we had the kakabik out there, which we haven't been able to find. I had some at home growing. I was going to take back to the island, and it was one of my uncles just said it's all about the whakapapa. So I found out. I didn't know where that kakabik seed came from, but I have traced down the original seed from Motiremu, which is the Botanical Gardens in South Auckland. They have the original kakabik seed from Motiremu Island, and they've invited us to come back and get it and rejuvenate our trees to return back to our island, which is fantastic. This is just like the mice on the island, and Professor James said it's no worries to get rid of mice, but they're not a problem. But you know, just to have someone of that caliber helping us was amazing. So I've worked with some real great people in my journey, and I look forward to working with like-minded people in the future as well. That was our camp for a couple of nights. It was not a good spot because we were in a gully, and when it rained, it was like we were in a little drain. Yeah, so note for south, put your tent in a higher spot. Yeah, but it was great, and that was what we were challenged for. Like on Motiremu, there's only one place to get up, and it's very steep, and with the nest being in the ground, we stood on a couple of birds, which was quite. So you've got to be quite light-footed when you're up there, but it was amazing to be out on our island. There's a bit of history out there. That was us going in. There's our island Motiremu, the front of our harbour. I don't know what much more to say, but I absolutely love the work I do. It is a lifetime job. Well, I don't even look at it as a job. I look at it as a chore, I suppose. I don't know, but I know the rest of my life will be dedicated to restoring our land and doing the best I can in our pest control. Sure.